Hello everyone, it's Kay from Kaylovestarot. So then you guys, let's get stuck into your mid-monthlies. I was just going to do some months, but considering I'm much better than I was and my health has seemed to have picked up a little bit, I thought, why not? Let's get stuck into some mid-monthly energies and see what's going on for you lot. And then Capricorn, okay? So let's get stuck in, you guys. Up first, Taurus. So these are resonating between now and roughly the 25th. Some of you, you may find it gives, give or take, or you just sort of the ball's rolling with the energy at the time. Just take what applies to your situation, whatever resonates for you and apply it to your situation. So let's get stuck in with Taurus. So, Sun, Moon, Rising, Taurus. Mid-May 2018 energies. That's sticking out there like a sore thumb. Here we go, Taurus. I have ground yourself. I'm going to throw you one more. Okay, that sort of fell out there. And gratitude. Let's continue. Just give me a moment to get this like spread out just as I kind of want it. I want to do it the exact same way as I did the water signs, you guys. So let's do this. Taurus. Taurus, I have the reconciliation card. Couple more for Taurus. Paying attention to the red flags, Taurus. One more. What was that? You do deserve love. You are lovable. Right. Let's take a look at the situation as it stands, and then we'll take a look at what's coming in. What is all this about for Taurus for mid-May? It's all this about for Taurus for mid-May. The High Priestess reversed, Revelation, the Two of Pentacles. If we're looking at love context, it can be taking on more than you can handle. You find that someone's juggling, or you've taken on too much, you're doing too much to entertain a relationship. I've got the Ten of Pentacles, so maybe if we are looking at this in terms of we've not really got much time for a relationship of some sort, despite a reconciliation, maybe you're a lot more work focused at the moment. Or you're already committed to somebody else. That Two of Pentacles does not feel like any energy. I always know to follow my intuition. This feels very, very happy. This reconciliation that you guys are having mid-month. Oh, hey, love white. Charlie's in bed. He's fast asleep. We've knocking him out today. But yeah, this kind of feels like a happy reconciliation at the wrong time. Taurus, that's the way I'm seeing this. Or you're already happy with someone else when you get a blast from the past. I'm looking at this in a love kind of context, Taurus. You're either fixated on somebody else or you're happy with somebody else when someone tries to come back, and it's just sort of like, you know what, I'm happy, I don't need any interference. If you are single, I do see a reconciliation coming. I feel like this could be at the wrong time. Let's throw some of these out. The Vice Versa Tarot. I love this deck. My good friend Clive will probably be watching this at some point today. Bought me these for Christmas just gone. So, and I don't use them that often. They tend to zap my energy pretty quick, but I thought I'll give it a go. So, right, let me see. Okay, one's just literally fell out. It is the Five of Cups. This is what's coming towards you, Taurus. Let's see, what was that? I have the Two of Pentacles again. So, and whenever I see the same card coming up twice, this is emphasis. And I'm really inclined to say you guys have got your hands full at the moment. And again, I'm dead inclined to say something's coming about at the wrong time. Okay, I've got the Empress here. The Empress. The Mother of Abundance, all about stepping into your power. I also have the World. Couple more. The Knight of Swords. Could be dealing with air sign or distance travel. And what do you know? The Ten of Cups. Seriously, you guys, I've got the Nine of Cups in play at the moment, Taurus, and I've got the Ten of Cups is what's coming towards you. this pretty much tells me everything that I need to know about this reading. If you are in a relationship, we have this element of a blast from the past here, okay, that kind of rocks an uneven boat because you're already happy with what you're doing, okay, and to see that we're going from a 9 to a 10, fuck yeah, you're already happy, you don't need any interference. If you are single, and by the way, I kind of see this as if you're in a relationship and you're already happy and you don't need any interference. This is kind of you just moving yourself out of the way kind of thing with that Knight of Swords, getting the hell out quickly. Otherwise, if you are single and not in a relationship, this could be a reconciliation with an ex from the past. And I'm wondering if these are more in a work context, that we've got too much going on to sort of do anything about it. But I still see you being extremely happy with this reconciliation. Despite you not being able to do much about it. I don't see this as anything missing or, you know, anything like that. I kind of feel like this is more connected to the Two of Pentacles. It's just a bad time. You know it's there. You just can't do anything about it at the moment, or you won't want to do anything about it at the moment. Maybe we're still a little bit wary. Maybe because we have the High Priestess reversed, you're waiting for some sort of a revelation, some sort of a sign that you are supposed to go back over old ground or something like that. But with what's coming towards you, I see the Five of Cups. So you guys, to be fair, can be quite famous at sort of crying over spilt milk and spitting your dummy out at the best of times, especially if you've got no control over the situation. And the Two of Pentacles next to that is pretty much telling me that you really don't have any control over this. For the simple fact that if you are single, this is just bad timing at its finest. You've got way too much going on to entertain this, unfortunately. Hello, Laura. Happy birthday. And you guys hate that feeling of not being in control. Am I right, Laura? But the Empress is sort of coming in to say there's no need to be that concerned with bad timing or circumstances not matching up the way you want them to, because the Empress is still there. There is still this element of abundance that can be had from this person, and with it leading into the Ten of Cups, that tells me that it could be worth the venture for some of you. And maybe this isn't about nosediving, as the Knight of Swords would suggest, into something that you might not be ready for or that you're too busy for. This is to sort of say you can take that leap when you're ready. This does not have to happen all in one go. You know what I mean? And I kind of feel like with the World, because I kind of picked up the Empress before I did the World, because I've got a point to this. The World actually kind of fell on top of the Two of Pentacles. And this is sort of maybe an indication that the busy lifestyle can calm down soon. And maybe that's where the Empress comes into play, where you can actually do something about it. And again, I'm seeing, you know, wanting to go to the Ten of Cups, actually wanting to get to that level. With the 9, we're at emotional fulfillment, we're content, we're okay with what's going on. But 10, that's the happily ever after kind of vibe coming in for you guys. I want to draw attention to the Oracle cards now, Taurus, because I like the You Deserve Love card, but whenever I see this card, it usually means that obviously I'm reading for someone who's probably watching now, that the self-confidence is just ridiculously low. The less likely you're going to actually be happy in your future, Taurus. It's as simple as that. Like attracts like. You know, a happy-go-lucky life is always going to mesh well with other happy-go-lucky lives. You delve into pessimism, you know, the hermit kind of thing. That's a very lonely existence. The more optimistic you can stay at this point when it comes to your personal relationships, the better. Pay attention to the red flag signs are cautioning you. I feel like it's with this reconciliation. Like I said, this could go both ways. If you're already in a happy relationship and you've got a blast from the past coming back, there will be signs as to something that you have to acknowledge about that person. Why they've come back? Is there a lesson attached to them that I need to learn? You know, is there still something that I have to lay to rest? Is there still some sort of unfinished business going on? If you are completely single and you're just reconciling with an ex or whatever, someone from your past, Again, paying attention to red flags, really getting to the bottom of exactly why this person's come back. What significance do they hold for you in this time? Okay. And then obviously we have ground yourself. So maybe with somebody possibly coming back at this time or hearing from someone at this time, you know, maybe your head's in the clouds. I don't know. Maybe it's put you in cloud cuckoo land for all I know. It does say on the card, though, being distracted, unfocused, tired, irritated and impatient are all signs that you are ungrounded. Now's the time to become centered and allow spirit to help you ground yourself and reconnect with the divine source. Again, I tend to look at, I like the spiritual connotations on the card, but I tend to look at it in a more of a practical sense. You know my motto, real life, real guidance, you know. Some of you literally just have got your head in the fucking clouds at the minute through some sort of a reconciliation or wanting a reconciliation, trying to reach out to someone. Maybe you're traveling to someone. Gratitude. I feel like this is the key as to what you have to learn from this person. You remember what I said earlier on, Taurus, about with the Five of Cups and putting your dummy out and things like that? That tells me maybe we're too focused on the faults of someone. Maybe we're too focused on what they did wrong. We're not actually taking a good hard look in the mirror. Maybe this gratitude card is coming into play to sort of say, but what did that person actually bring to the table for you? Is there really any need to sort of be ungrateful in any way, shape or form about a relationship or a person for that matter? Like the card reads, life is one big continuous circle of giving and receiving energy. Be thankful for who and what's in your life. And those that have crossed your path, because no matter who's crossed your path, Taurus, you would have had something to learn from each and every one of them. I don't think stubbornness is your best forte at this time. Instead of complaining about what you don't have, you know, be grateful for what you do. And if you focus on gratitude, you'll start to attract prosperity and abundance. What did we say about the Empress? Abundance coming through for you guys. I'm just being straight with you all. No matter who, what, where, when has crossed your path, and we've tried to, whether it's been put out there or not, we've tried to, in some way, register in your mind that they are not right or a bad person or whatever, despite what happened in the past. Look to the reasons beyond it. Some of you really, really do need to acknowledge that there was lessons attached to this person and that you did learn a lot and that you did learn something, and to actually be grateful for that. Some of you have had lucky escapes from bad people that are crossing your path now from your past. Again, gratitude comes into play to say, you know what, I'm grateful I had a lucky escape. It can come in all forms, and obviously these messages are going to mean many different things for all of you because it's just general reading, but I'll leave it there. Should any of you feel curious as to what this means personally for you, feel free to email me. I've actually got a special offer on at the minute, you know. All the 30-minute readings are 17 quid, reduced from 25, and I'm only doing it until Monday, so first come, first serve, get them in while you can. I've got, I could probably fit a couple in tonight, and I've got a few that are already booked tomorrow, but I might be able to squeeze another 2 of you in tomorrow, depending. So like I say, just email me. I'll leave it on the description when I'm done. Right, I'm going to move on to Virgo. Let's take a gander at what the energies surrounding Virgo are at this time. Mid-May, the energies surrounding Virgo. Virgo, what messages do you have for Virgo at this time? Okay, 1, 2 fell out. Okay, we've got them. We have what we need. I have got reach out and receive. Either you're reaching out to somebody who's actually going to be receiving of you, or they're trying to reach out to you and you're being asked to receive. Whichever way you want to take it. Virgo, let's go to your romance angels and see what they say. Okay, we've got a flipper. Love yourself first. yeah, I kind of want to say, Virgo, some of you have got people that are trying to reach out to you and we're indecisive. Do we receive or do we put number one first? You know, we'll see where these messages go the further we go down the line. Keep an open mind because your soulmate's going to differ from your usual type and expectations. I think I know where this is going, if I'm honest. You guys got the reconciliation card too. I'm wondering if, just hear me out, some of you have got, I don't feel like this is, do you know what, I'm going in intuition mode here with the Virgos. I'm not even going to lie, no matter what cards come out next, just based on these oracles, my spidey sense are fucking twinging here. These messages will probably not be for all of you, so don't feel disgruntled if it's not. Accept these messages are not for you. You know, go back to your monthly, see messages there for you, or you can wait till the end of the month and see if I have messages for you then. But I feel like this is very specific for you that I'm talking to here, maybe 4 or 5 tops. Right, Virgo. I'm picking up on a situation where it doesn't feel serious. This feels like a couple of dates and no more than that in a love context. You've gone on a couple of dates with someone and you've initially thought, you know what, they're nothing like my type and I'm just not sure I can get used to them. And you called it a day. But they have been trying to reach out to you. And you've just been sort of, you know what, no, I'm not interested, you know. Hence the love yourself first card coming into play. But I'm being straight, there's nothing you can do. For some of you, if you're destined to bump into this person again or meet this person again, it will happen. And Spirit's coming through to say, why don't we give it comes through to sort of say, listen, if you have shunned someone, I feel like this was for a petty reason as well, Virgo. I don't know, like, for example, some of you could met up on a date with someone and you took one look at the shoes and thought, I can't be, this is very superficial stuff, by the way. I'm talking about superficial irritations as to why you don't feel you're compatible with that person. However, Spirit is coming through to say it's highly likely you could have passed up on a soulmate. So guess what? We're going to throw you guys back into the mix and you need to start receiving this time because you've got either something to learn from this person or this person's the blessing kind of soulmate that you're going to end up missing out on. Virgo, it seems like you guys have got a second chance to sort of right a few wrongs here with a certain someone that you really genuinely didn't think would be the one. If you are single, I really don't have any other sort of messages off the bat just yet for anyone else. I'm sorry about that. So let me just see what's going on in the now before I take a look at what's coming in. The 10 of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles. There you go. There's the burden you try to release and let go of. Not happening. 7 of Pentacles, not quite happy with what you got in front of you. The Knight of Swords, it looks like they're rushing into you again. They could be travelling towards you. And the Ace of Cups reversed. Whenever I see a fucking ace, in fact, most ace, do you know what? Most ace, I can't even fucking talk today. Most cups, when I see them in the reverse, depending on the context of surrounding cards, in this case, I'm taking this as a delay. I usually do see the Ace of Cups in the reverse as a delay, as opposed to not interested, it's over. I do think the Ace of Cups could still play a part in your future with this person. Yes, Rishal, unfortunately, I've done Taurus, but don't worry, this will upload and you can catch it later. Virgo. Especially if you're involved with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and they just didn't, for whatever reason, and I feel like it was a superficial reason, didn't quite fit the bill, and it was a case of, you know what, you're a really nice person, but I just can't get on with you for this silly reason, you know what I mean? And maybe you've been kicking yourself over it. Maybe you've wanted to try and reach out to them to apologise. Whichever way we're looking at this, Virgo, it kind of looks like a reconciliation is due anyway at this time. Even if this video gives a few of you a kick up the backside to think, you know what, maybe I was silly, turning them down for a silly reason. Maybe you should be the one to reach out. Maybe this is the kick up the backside some of you need if you're watching this video. And as I've said before, the Ace of Cups, this feels like it's delayed. Your new love is still coming in. It's just delayed at the moment. Let me take a better look. All right. Virgo. There we go. The Page of Wands. For those that have been following me for a while, you know that I do tend to sort of follow my nose and my intuition a little bit more with my cards, especially the vice versa tarot. I always see the Page of Wands, especially when I'm looking at past turmoil or upset. I see it as a bit of humble pie, bit of an apology coming through. That's how I'm looking at that. That's how I'm looking at that. The Four of Wands. Going for that stability and stuff like that. The Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you're hanging on to this. You're not going to let this go again. The Queen of Swords. Seriously, if any of you are dealing with air signs. The Three of Wands. I'm going to leave it at that. Right. Do you know what? I think it's safe to say with these cards, it looks like an apology is coming through. Either you're going to be giving it, Virgo, or they're going to be offering you the apology, whichever way you look at it. I kind of feel like, again, this was just so superficial as to why it didn't work out. This wasn't anything serious. I can't stress it enough. Very specific message I'm coming out with here, okay? I apologise if this just doesn't resonate, but I must be fucking reading for at least one of you that's going to be watching this. That's how spirit works, I suppose. If a message desperately needs to get out, that's how it gets out, isn't it? Basically, this is kind of a very superficial letdown from the past. It was not serious and it was not long term. So don't mistake me, okay? I'm trying to be as clear as I can. This was dating. This was superficial letdown. I don't know, oh, he's got a dodgy nose, or he's got a wonky eye, or something stupid, or I don't like his haircut, I don't like her shoes, I don't like her haircut. You know, it feels superficial. And I kind of feel like whichever one of you was actually acting in that kind of behaviour at the time, start regretting it. And then our Ace of Cups, the delay won't last for long, because obviously we do have this reconciliation with the soulmate that you just don't expect to be a soulmate for whatever reason. And if somebody is reaching out to you, the time has come where you need to learn to receive it, Virgo. It's a very simple message. And in turn, we have an invite to communicate regarding an apology. I can't really put it any nicer than that. Do you know what I mean? That makes perfect sense. We're no longer waiting around. We're still hanging on. We're still okay to sort of entertain this. And then, what do you know? Regaining stability, social and all that. Nice stuff, you guys. If you can look past the superficial, yes, it's very nice. I'm just saying. You know, obviously there's going to be some of you guys that are watching this that are just like, fuck no, I'm superficial and shallow and I'll fucking stay like that. Then good for you. Good for you. You don't have to take my advice. I urge you to make decisions for yourself. All I can do is just relay the message. Don't shoot the messenger. Right, I'm moving on. Let's take a gander at Capricorn and see what's going on there. Again, if anyone wants a personal reading, I've got a special offer on the 30-minute readings at the moment. £17. Reduced from 25. What a bargain. Grab it while you can. The offer ends Monday night. So you've got a couple of days to get them in. Email me. I shall leave it in the description when this is uploaded. Right, Capricorn, one's flipped and another. Right, okay, I've got the playfulness card and the wedding card. I'm kind of doing this back to front now. Again, this is another one that feels... I've got the retreat card that feels quite specific. Most of the mid-monthlies that I do, like when I do them, do tend to be rather specific. Stay connected. I'm being told not to draw anymore. That's all I need. Okay. I need to do the... I'm also being told just to get on with the whole spread before I deliver this message, so just bear with me, Capricorn. Right. I won't be a moment. I sort of just follow what Spirit's saying, really, where I need to sort of go and what I need to do. I'll just let them lead the way. That's how I roll, baby. That's how I roll. All right. Capricorn. Okay, we've got the Magician. This is what's in your future. 2 came out. Okay, I'm being told not to draw anymore. I've got the 2 of Cups and the King of Swords. Is that it? Got to stop? Yeah. Okay. Capricorn. If you have been, and I've got the wedding card here, this situation involves marriage. I'm being told to take this quite literally. Either you have been married or you've been in a long-term commitment enough to suppose call it a common law marriage. That's what we call it here in the UK. If you are involved with a fire sign or an earth sign in some kind of marriage or long-term commitment that you have had no choice but to walk away from, I want to say because somebody was a fickle piece of shit and fed you a shitload of lies. At the moment, we're still waiting for clarity. Really, I kind of want to say you're still waiting to fully understand why maybe someone lied to you, why maybe someone wasn't honest with you, Capricorn. Or someone's wanting this information out of you, you know, if it's on the flip side. The playfulness card comes in and it reads, again, I'm being told just to read the card. It says, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. I kind of feel like this whole reading here is about acknowledgement of needing to move on. And I feel like what you have been doing is trying to stay connected to a previous long-term partner for the sheer fact that you needed clarity over what went so horribly wrong. And I kind of feel like for some of you, you've been banging your head against a brick wall and you've just never gotten any straight answers. And that's why I think the sun's coming in to say, you don't need straight answers. If they aren't going to be grown up enough, mature enough to tell you the truth, to tell you why they may have lied, why they treated you the way they did, there's nothing you can do about their behaviour. All you can do is start to change your own. And if you continue dwelling and hanging on and staying connected with someone that clearly doesn't want to stay connected to you, you are wasting precious time. And I think that Spirit's getting a few of you a kick up the backside now to sort of say, well, we need to stop wasting this time now, because what's done is done. We can't go back. We're not getting the answer that we want. We need to retreat. We need to disconnect. Staying connected isn't doing any favours anymore. It's making matters worse, in other words, Capricorn. Now, I do have the playfulness card here. So for some of you, especially if you are separated, divorced, and actually consider yourself single and free to roam at the moment, I do see a relationship in the future for some of you. So I have the manifestation of a relationship here, okay, with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Two of Cups is in play, the Magician's in play, the King of Swords is in play. This may be someone who may be in some sort of authority figure, you know, like the forces or the police, or, you know, even a lawyer, some kind of authority figure that's in your future regarding a relationship. Now, this feels very, very personal. I'm probably only reading for one of you regarding that message. But for everybody else, if you are trying to have some fun with somebody else, I feel like it's a message to say, especially if you just separated and not quite divorced yet, and you are still trying to stay connected to the ex for whatever reason, you could be just after a bit of fun. However, bear in mind, it could turn a lot more serious than you expect. So what might be at first glance deemed just fun could turn out to be so much more. And for some of you, I think the retreat card's coming in to say, before we go having fun and, catching up on old time, I suppose, especially if it's been a long, long-term commitment and you have wasted years of your life, that realization can be quite depressing, and we want to sort of go out and pick ourselves up and make ourselves feel better, having a bit of fun with the people and stuff, making up for lost time. That's all good and well. But Spirit's coming through to say for some of you, we need to retreat from that which is over, that which is lost first. Because if you go having fun before this is sort of blown over and been finalised, we're going to end up with a relationship practically on top of a relationship because you're still connected to the ex. Do you see what I mean? And that is the big no-no that's going on here, Capricorn. So it's definitely worth you thinking about whether or not you're going to be acting like a fickle so-and-so. Yes, KK's wagging the finger. Those that aren't quite disconnected from the past and yet trying to nosedive into the future, not really knowing what to expect when a lot could actually occur because of a little bit of fun. It's a nice thing to see a relationship in the future, but up until you've cleared these past energies, no good can come of this, Capricorn. That is the unfortunate truth behind this. So, do you see what I mean? Yes, KK's wagging the finger at you guys. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Again, very, very nice reading. I really do like this in at least one of you's future. That looks really, really lovely. Nice manifesting relationship that's come about because you've been able to have fun with someone new. Spirit's just urging you guys, clear the way first. Keep the red light on, the traffic's cleared up, and then you can put the green light on and fucking go for it. But until then, there's still a little bit too much traffic and backlog going on that needs clearing first, okay? Makes a relationship in the future much easier. That's what Spirit's saying. So I'll leave it at that. I'll leave my email in the description for anyone that wants to have a nosy to see what personal messages there are for them. But in the meantime, I'm going to wish you guys all the best for mid-month, and I'll be back last week, I reckon, in May to do an end of monthly. You guys take care, and we'll speak soon. Bye-bye for now.